What's going on, guys? JPP Duo here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Monday. And for today's game, we have a Prank Kids versus a branded Thunder Dragons matchup with me as the prankster going first. Now, a couple of things about this replay. I am playing a 60 cards Prank Kids deck list in this replay. And I have been spamming this deck list pretty often in my ranked matches. Not even often, I have been just spamming this list because more often than not, you will win out with this list. And it's extremely consistent. I don't know why. I don't know why 60 cards is more consistent than 40 cards, but it just is. Another thing is that this list is an anti-grass list, meaning that since you run 60 cards yourself, your opponent cannot grass, mill with grass, and then go into all graveyard activations for combo extensions and stuff like that. So another big thing, and especially right now, I am seeing a spike in people who use the grass lists. So really good. Also, Small World is a crucial part of this deck. If you guys are playing this deck, do not ignore Small World. If you do not have it, craft 3 Small Worlds. Because Prank Kids are such generic and diverse attributed cards that any single monster hand trap, along with Small World, can translate into a Prank Kids combo starter card, as I'm about to do right now. So we're going to activate Small World, we're going to pitch Nib, and show the Roxy's to get Lampsey's into our hand. With this, we're going to go into Lampsey's, start off our combo. Now, the opponent did have Ash Blossom, which I knew because on my activation of Small World, his side of the screen did get highlighted, and we had a cross out for that, so we're going to cross out and negate the Ash Blossom. That first Ash Blossom would have killed me right then and there. Thankfully, we have a negate towards it. Now, cross out being a huge boon in my hand as well, because think about this. We are going to banish a monster face up with the cross out. That means our corridor is now activatable. We are going to do our full Prank Kids combo, and then we're going to activate corridor before we end our turn to go into Colossus to card search lock our opponent, courtesy of the cross out. So we're going to search for pranks, pitch Panday, we're going to tribute out the Diddle-Doo, target the Panday plus the Fancies, add them to our hand. We're going to activate pranks, pitch the Fancies. Now, a thing I'm going to do differently over here is that I am not going to go through 2 copies of Diddle-Doo. That means I will not be able to activate pranks at the end of my turn because I do not want to banish out my Thunder Dragon Fusion from my hand, because when I was going through this combo, on my 5th special, my opponent's side of the field did get highlighted, so I was assuming maybe he had a Nib in his hand, or he could have been mind gaming me. That was the whole reason why I did not want to banish out the Thunder Dragon Fusion in case the opponent hits me with a Nib. So we're going to activate the corridor, recycle the Ash, go into our Colossus, of course, face up defense. We're going to set down our Pandemonium and our turn. Now, since we only have 5 named Prank Kids cards in the graveyard, or excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 named in the graveyard, we cannot activate our pranks to recycle the cards. Don't get me wrong, you can do it, but you will be forced to recycle out your Meowmoo. And I would rather not recycle my Meowmoo. I would rather have 2 Butler Pops than just have Meowmoo recycle on my next turn to go into my combo. So I'm going to keep my Meowmoo in the graveyard. With that, we're going to activate Bow Wow, target the 2 cards we need for the Butler combo on the opponent's draw phase, add them to my hand. With that, it's the opponent's turn. He can do what he wants to do. Now, unfortunately, this guy puts a copy of Fallen of Albaz on the field. Now, once Fallen of Albaz comes on the field, it means that he's going to activate it, take away my Colossus, and go into Mirror Jade. I could have activated Pandemonium on the summon of the Albaz, but I chose not to. Again, Albaz is not a quick effect, so my Butler would have popped it, but I was okay with him taking away my Colossus. That did not mean much to me. He's going to pitch an Allure from his hand, go off into Mirror Jade. With that, he tries to go into battle phase, so of course we are going to use our Pandemonium, go into our Butler. With this, we get our graveyard activations, and I'm going to use my Butler's first pop as well, but that will be during battle phase, not in the main phase. Because during main phase, if I use my Butler pop and he has something else he wants to go into after he uses the Mirror Jade's badge on the Butler, that would be pretty bad for us. So we put 2 copies of Dropsies, the opponent goes into battle phase, targets my Dropsies. Obviously, we're going to use the Butler, pop the opponent's field, to which he responds with the activation of Mirror Jade, pitches the Albion, and I was fully resolved for my opponent banishing out my Butler. I was expecting him to banish out my Butler. but turns out he is more threatened by my Totally Awesome. So you guys see this? This is the threat that 2 Dropsies brings on the field. This is the whole reason why you want to put 2 Dropsies on the field. The threat of Totally Awesome is so great, sometimes your opponent will choose to banish or bounce a copy of Dropsies over the big threat that is your Butler. And in this case, the opponent did just that. He was extremely worried about me setting up my Totally Awesome instantly, that he had to banish out 1 copy of my Dropsies over my copy of Butler on the field. With that, he sets down 2 cards, activates Allure, he gets a Dark Monster, which is Albaz, he banishes it, activates Albion, sets down Branded in red. We are okay with all of that. Mirror Jade does not destroy our field because, again, Bow Bark Pop went through. That means our Prankets monster are immune to destruction through card effects, Mirror Jade being a card effect destruction. With that, draw phase, we draw into Ash Blossom. So first and foremost, what I do is I go into Doodle Doo so that in case 1 card in his hand is Ash or he set down Imperm or Call by the Grave, he would be forced to use them. So with that, no activation, I'm okay with that. He did not even use Branded in red. If he uses Branded in red and the card in his hand is not a monster, we are good. He cannot go into anything. So with that, we get 2 copies of our Prankets monsters on the field, and I decided I'm just going to go into Roaster and Roaster pop my opponent's back row completely. We're going to get 2 more Graveyard activations. We're going to banish out the copy of Thunder Dragon Fusion from our hand as well. So as you guys see, I was worried about the back row set. I was forcing him to use his Branded in red right now, or that card is gone permanently. So we force the opponent to use the Branded in red. He gets the Albaz back into his hand. We're okay with that. Roaster pops his field, and turns out his field was Cross Out Imperm plus a Branded in red, which did not matter to us. So that we banish out the Thunder Dragon Fusion, draw into a Corridor. We're going to activate Corridor, recycle out the Meowmoo, put itself on the field. I am even going to activate the Prankets Pranks and then pitch my Pandemonium, get a token. Now you guys know what's going to happen now. Yes, this is an access code line. So we're going to use the token along with 2 prank names to go into our Unicorn. Unicorn does not need to activate its effect. We go into access code, and with that, the opponent knows he lost the game, so he just scoops outright. That's going to be it for today's game, guys. If you guys do like this kind of replays, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily Pranked video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing out for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!